The French President Emmanuel Macron is in India for a two-day visit. Remember, he's here as also the chief guest at India's 75th Republic Day celebrations on Friday. Now, Macron landed in Jaipur earlier in the day and will be participating in a roadshow with the Indian Prime Minister in a short while from now. And this will be followed by a stop at the iconic Hawa Mahal for tea and a meeting with the Indian Prime Minister later. Now, Macron earlier received a traditional welcome at the Amer Fort, where he met with India's External Affairs Minister S. Jai Singh. The Indian Prime Minister Modi and the French President Macron are expected to reach Delhi on Thursday night. That is tonight. A day after this, he'll be participating in the Republic Day celebrations and will also be calling on the Indian President, Draupadi Murmu. A 95-member contingent from the prestigious French Foreign Legion will march at the parade on Kartavya Path on Friday. Now, the French Foreign Legion will also have volunteer soldiers from other nations serving in France and abroad. Now, the celebrations will be featuring 2 French Rafale fighter jets and also a French transport aircraft. Last year, the Indian Prime Minister was in fact the guest of honor at the Bastille Day parade celebrations in Paris. Now, Macron follows in a list of other French leaders since 1976 who have been chief guests at the Republic Day parade in India. Now, this includes the former President Jacques Chirac, to President Nicolas Sarkozy in 2008, the French President François Hollande, who was the chief guest in 2016's Republic Day parade. Now, Macron's visit is expected to include meetings with business leaders from various sectors such as pharmaceuticals, auto industry, space, energy and hydrogen industries as well. Now, France is very keen to increase cooperation with India in the space and nuclear sectors. And to give us more perspective on this, we're being joined in by our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, who's joining us from Jaipur. Siddhant, this is, of course, a significant visit by the French President Emmanuel Macron. He will be the chief guest tomorrow at the Republic Day celebrations. But more importantly, this visit by the French President underscores the very cordial and cooperative nature of friendship that India and France have.
Well, yes, Mohammed, the city of Jaipur tonight is jacked up to welcome the French President and the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for that mega roadshow. I'm standing at the location where the roadshow is due to begin shortly. The Indian Prime Minister has already reached. The French President reached around 2:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. He visited the Amer Fort and we saw the visuals. But let me give you a ground flavor with me. A few people are standing. कुछ कहना चाहेंगे? France के राष्ट्रपति यहाँ आने वाले हैं, क्या उनको अगर बातचीत होती है, मुलाकात होती है, तो क्या बोलेंगे उनको? देखिए, मोदी जी तो विश्व नेता हैं ही और एक कहावत है कि फ्रेंड इज ए नीड इज ए फ्रेंड इन डीड। तो फ्रांस वो देश है जिसने जब हमने परमाणु विस्फोट किया था तो एक ऐसी कंट्री थी जिसने हमें सपोर्ट किया था, तो वो मित्रता आज तक जारी है और मैक्रो को यहाँ आना ही ये साबित करता है स्वाधीनता दिवस पर और जयपुर में आना क्या कि हस्तशिल्प को बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं, हमारी मैत्री को बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं और मोदी जी को मैत्री को आने से हमारे देश को जो संबंध मजबूत होंगे वो हमेशा हमेशा के लिए बहुत मजबूत होंगे और मोदी जी की छवि भी बनेगी और मैक्रो हमारे बीच में लोकप्रिय होंगे। जय भारत, जय राम, जय हिंदुस्तान। So you can see the view on the ground. People of course are clapping as well. But let me give you another set of color. There are bands as well who are playing right now. My camera person can show you this kind of welcome is being done for the French President Emmanuel Macron. They are of course trying to roll out the red carpet for the French President. But essentially here in Jaipur, it's the color which we have seen, camels, elephants. But tomorrow the focus will be in Delhi, where the French President will be the chief guest at the Republic Day parade. He will be also calling on the Indian President. We do expect certain announcements as well, not today, perhaps more in New Delhi, but essentially two-day visit that shows the convergences between the two countries.
Absolutely, indeed, Siddhant. Now, I understand that it is very noisy where you are and also the public there is very excited. But the fact that there is going to be a road show where the Indian Prime Minister and the French President will be together the optics of this is going to be very interesting. Tell us why this particular roadshow by the Indian Prime Minister is going to be very significant.
Well, Mohammed, this is the second roadshow of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi this year. Earlier this month, we saw in Gujarat, where the UAE President and the Indian Prime Minister held the roadshow. Now, this roadshow is unique in many senses. First, it's coming on India's National Tourism Day. Now, Jaipur is a city which is known for tourism. This is known as a pink city as well. So, there are many symbolic measures essentially with the visit of the French President here. But the focus, I can again show you, is to bring the color of the city. Again, I'll show you the view from the ground, how the preparations are being made. The city is decked up. The lights have been lit up as well of Jaipur, as the French President is due to reach this city, which is the cultural heart of India in many senses. In fact, I can tell you that the French President is accompanied by the French Culture Minister as well. And there could be an announcement on museums, how the French can help in building Indian museums.
Absolutely indeed, Siddhant. Thank you very much indeed for joining us and getting us all those details. There will of course come back to you as this story develops through the evening. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.